That was gorgeous. That was Barcelona in a nutshell. And what a game to do it in too. Welcome back to the Barcelona save here on FIFA 22 as we try and rebuild the team, which is going well-ish. We're actually in great form domestically, having won 5 of our 5 league games in yesterday's episode. The one that we lost in the Champions League against Spartak Moscow. Kind of couldn't really afford to lose that. We've lost 2 of our opening 3 and sit 3rd in the group stage. That said, we're going to be simulating this first game against Spartak Moscow as we concentrate on our league form. I expect to win this, and we do in quite some fashion. Ansu Fati, Frenkie de Jong and Pedri with a brace give us a 4-0 win, meaning that our progression in the Champions League is in our hands. We're prioritising the game against Inter Milan as the one that I'm going to play today because we have Real Sociedad currently top of the table and Real Madrid, just speaks for itself, also to play today. So the game against Getafe at home will also be a simulated one. So next game for us is Real Sociedad, who, well, were top of the table actually. They're now 3rd. Point behind us. We are joint top with Atletico Madrid as things stand, just 2 points clear of Real Madrid further down the table. You can see that we've got some more monthly scouting reports come in, so I'll have a look through those. As was the case last time, I won't show you anything or won't go through them on camera because there might not be anything in there worthy of showing you. But La Masia is, well, getting quite busy now. Players like Ribeiro I'm probably going to be letting go sooner rather than later, but a number of players are growing quite nicely. So hopefully we can add to that. If there's nothing to show you from these monthly scouting reports, then we shall head straight to that game against Real Sociedad. If there is, then I'll show you it. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save continually. Please make sure that you do keep smashing that like button. If we can continually hit 1,000 likes per video, that would be great. Today's episode, as you see, as I record this, yesterday's, as you see this, only went live a couple of hours ago, so I'm not sure if we're going to hit the target or not. But the one before that, last Friday, as of now, is at 982. So we didn't quite hit it. Please keep those thumbs up coming. It does help push the content to new people and ensure that the channel keeps ticking over. So I very much appreciate it. Thank you, lads. Right. I'll see you either against Sociedad or hopefully with a worldie in our youth scouts. Unfortunately, no worldies to speak of. So Alex Ramiro, Zaldua, Elizondo, Zubeldia and Zinchenko is Real Sociedad's backline with Mikel Merino and Iliad Mendy in the midfield. David Silva still playing first team football here at Cam. Porto on the right, Oyarzabal on the left, now 87 rated, and Carlos Fernandez through the middle. They've obviously had a very strong start to the season, Real Sociedad. They've also been a little bit wobbly of late. So we'll have to wait and see which side plays against us. The side that won their first 8 in a row, or the side that has only won 1 in 4 since. We'll wait and see. As I mentioned, I was going to, in the last episode, have moved Frenkie de Jong back to the centre... Whoa! To the centre mid spot. Straight red card inside 3 minutes for Mikel Merino. That's not going to help you, Real Sociedad. It turns out it's the team that's won 1 in 4. Not the side that won 8 in a row that's decided to turn up here at the Real Arena. Well, that was disgusting. So it's Nico Gonzalez at CDM. I'm trialling him for this game and probably for this episode to see if we can phase Busquets out of starting football. It's just that it would be perhaps Nico Gonzalez that phases himself into the starting lineup rather than Gavi, as we previously thought it might be. And we very nearly take a 1-0 lead early doors. Is that the quickest red card we've seen in any FIFA career mode save that I've ever done? I think it might just be. It's in the middle of the field that they've had the man sent off, and they haven't seemingly adjusted personnel or tactics yet. So you imagine that they will be pretty weak for the opening part of this game. And our case of winning La Liga gets stronger and stronger. Ferran Torres with a lovely goal. We lead by 1-0. Into Oyarzabal. That wide to Zinchenko. Not scared to throw the wing-backs forward, despite being down a goal and a man here, Real Sociedad. I have, before actually starting the episode, let alone since, changed everybody's development plans. Oh, somehow that made it through to Sterling. Somehow Ramiro saved it. Chase everybody's development plans. So those that still have the capability to grow, basically everybody but PK, Alba and Busquets, have new development plans. They're either going to grow by just as much, just in different areas, or bury that fatty. Ah, yes! Or by more in new areas as well. So we should see some reinvigorated growth throughout basically the whole squad this season. Lovely finish by Fatty. Keeper definitely unsighted. Didn't really stand a chance. Neither did Real Sociedad. 2-0. If it wasn't already abundantly clear, this one's done and dusted already. David Silva and out wide there too. Alexander Zinchenko. Mazraoui fighting hard to keep him off. Does very, very well indeed. Nico Gonzalez is probably not going to be tested that much throughout the course of the remainder of this fixture, which is a shame because I was kind of hoping that it would be a challenging game that we could kind of give... Oh, I'm going to bury this. I'm not going to bury that. It was going to be a challenging game that could kind of give us a good idea of whether Gonzalez is going to be able to step into Busquets' shoes now or whether we're going to have to wait a little while. Alex Ramiro keeping his side in it here. It's 2-0 and it only looks like getting worse for them. I might, in fact certainly will, at some point in the second half, start making changes to give some fringe players some game time and also rest some first team players for that upcoming game against Inter Milan in the not too distant future. I can't recall if it's pre or post Getafe though. And the ball is apparently made out of rubber at the minute because it's bouncing about all over the place, but that's a goal kick. Pull to Zaldua. Jordi Alba should deal with that. Nearly did. Porto's a bit quick. That's a decent delivery, but Mazraoui could be underneath this. That's comfortable enough for Ter Stegen. I should get this out quickly, because I don't know if you could tell from the minimap, but there weren't many bodies back there then. And Ansu Fati could be in on the far side if the ball is right, which it is. And his touch is decent too. But the finish is left wanting. I am training his finishing now, Ansu Fati, with that new development plan. But still needs a little bit of work. Correa can come off the bench then in that striking role. Let's bring Gavi and Trincao on too. Bring Gavi on and we'll move Frenkie de Jong back into that CDM spot. We'll change him to a centre mid. So for those that might be curious, the fact that I'm changing him to a centre mid, I was previously playing him in CDM to affect where he was on the pitch and his specific individual instructions. That's why it wasn't part of the fact why I didn't like him, the fact that he was a centre mid, not a CDM in the formation, if you know where I'm coming from. Regardless, Correa, Gavi, Trincao into the fray with half an hour to go. Maybe more goals to come, although I'm quite happy to shut up shop here at 2-0 and just see it through. Well, we might be immediately about to get another. Sterling is in. No, not yet. Ramiro with the save. Maybe from the corner. Maybe from the corner. Zinchenko going off for them. De Jong with the delivery. Araujo said that's going to be a keeper's ball. Still 2. Diego Rico on in Zinchenko's place for them. Silva into Iliaramendi. They'll try and get one back here, Real Sociedad, if they can. Although goal difference obviously isn't that important in La Liga when it comes to head-to-head first. But still, is he offside there? Porto he is. 6 minutes to go. We could have had a third. Unfortunately, the pass was waylaid, or cross was waylaid. And for now, we're just going to continue to boss the game. Hopefully, see this one out. That's when we do get that third goal. Go on then, Enrique. There you go. He's not bad, you know. He might only be 73 rated, but he's not bad. Oh, yeah, about down the line. Consolation goal, maybe? No. Well, that was more straightforward than we thought it was going to be. The fastest red card in my YouTube history. And from there, pretty one-sided. Pretty one-sided. More of the same for the rest of the episode, please. And I will be very happy indeed. Is it Inter Milan next or is it Getafe? It is Getafe next. We'll sim that. And then it'll be Inter Milan in the following Champions League fixture. Oh, and we are top of the table, I've just noticed. Real Madrid, 2 points behind us still. Atleti have lost. Top of the table, we're having a laugh. game day against Getafe, and this should be pretty straightforward. Oh, but it's not. A 0-0 draw. We dominated the game, as you can see from the stats. 2 shots for them, 6 for us, but weren't able to get the ball over the line. Some frustration in there too, with a couple of yellow cards, clearly. Losing our disciplinary heads a little bit. Losing a little bit of composure. Right, so the Champions League group is in our hands, provided we get something from this game against Inter Milan. Hoping that then Inter Milan beat Sparta. Ah, maybe it's not in our hands then. Well, it is in our hands, because if I win both my games, then I'm through. So it's in my hands. Inter line up, I believe, exactly the same way as they did before, with Handanovic, Skriniar, D'Ambrosio, Koundé, Brozovic, Fischer, Barella, Koke, Torgan Hazard, Dzeko, and Lautaro Martinez. Radu's on the bench, as well as Dumfries, Christian Eriksen. He might be on his way back to the Premier League IRL, according to a couple of rumours. He's not actually technically legally allowed to play in Serie A. I don't know whether, I presume he can play in the Champions League, however. Alexis Sanchez, Di Marco, Gianluigi and Esposito on the bench for Inter. We need to win this to guarantee our chances of going through are still in our hands. So let's win it if we can. It was a close game against Inter last time we played them, and if it weren't for Sami Handanovic turning into an absolute monster, then we might have got something from that game. In the end, it was a 2-0 defeat, I think, by the time the final whistle sounded, but we'll see what we can do here. Brozovic to Dzeko, good block. Brozovic to Barella and Visca. Nice ball in. Dzeko! Devastating finish from the Bosnian, and we're 1-0 behind. Maybe it won't be in my hands for much longer. Jordi Alba into Nico Gonzalez. You can see the movement of Pedri there. He's desperate to get in behind. Ferran Torres doesn't really know where to stand, and I didn't know really where to play the ball, but Ansu Fati's found his way in behind. And there is Ferran Torres, and with some good footwork, he's brought us back level immediately. Game on at the San Siro. Game well and truly on. It's one of the best and most historic venues in world football. Maybe we can have one of the best and most historic games in Barcelona's history here. Take quite some doing, though. Up we go. Win that header, please. Edin Dzeko is a difficult man to beat in the air. It's Koke out wide to Torgan Hazard. Spins away well. It's Koke. It's into 2. Barcelona 0. 3 goals in 16 minutes. Yeah, this genuinely could be one of the most historic games in both sides' history if it continues at this rate. A goal every 5 to 6 minutes. We'll be in for an absolute classic. Again, Pedri looking to make some movement, but blocked off. Not only his run was blocked off, he then blocked off my pass as well. Lautaro out wide to Torgan Hazard. Let's not concede a third on the back of that, shall we? Koundé, Nico intercepts nicely. That's what we want to see from him. Frenkie, okay. Somehow manages to get past the man there. Work it out here to Alba. Barella closed me down at quite some pace. Nico Gonzalez will look to get through that gap. I'll lift this, looking for Sterling was the initial intended recipient. Sterling will stand it up, and Ferran Torres nearly adds a fourth, but doesn't. Lautaro. Nice ball. Torgan Hazard is there. Hazard spins well. Barella. Visca. I don't like playing against Inter Milan, I've decided. Not whether you can tell that after 2 games worth of football against them. That's a nice ball looking for Fati. And if I can time the pass right and aim it correctly, we could have set Ferran Torres in behind. Unfortunately, I don't have the necessary ability to do so. And now, here's Visca at the other end again. Here they come, Inter Milan. Brozovic, I was waiting for the ball through. No! Oh, it's going to be a third. Yeah, I really don't like playing against Inter Milan at all. I have to hope that Besiktas have done something against Spartak, or that we can beat Besiktas and Inter beat Spartak in the final match day if we aren't able to pull this round. and we go through ahead of Spartak Moscow on head-to-head. But I'd rather be able to dictate terms myself rather than have to rely on results elsewhere. I think that luxury is going to be taken away from me if this game continues the way that it has done. Inter Milan are practically unplayable at the moment. Raheem Sterling battling hard to try and keep hold of this. We will keep hold of possession as a team. And Pedri will look out wide here to Mazraoui. Look, first time for Raheem, but Brozovic intercepts. We're going to be 3-1 down at the break. Hopefully we can recover a little bit between now and full-time. Or half-time and full-time at the very least. Oh, I hope I'm going to be 3-1 down at the break. I don't want it to be 4. It could be, though. Still. Oh, but it won't. Nico Gonzalez, Frankie's there, and Sufati's made the run. Oh, but we can't find the pass needed to get him in behind. It's great movement from Ansu, but not able to find him with that good run. Nico will find Frankie. Get that to Pedri. Runners all around me. Raheem Sterling looking to find his way through a gap, but this Inter Milan defence is proving to be very, very difficult to breach, he says, as they then give me the ball. But I think Ferran Torres had just drifted offside, so even if that ball had made it through, it wouldn't have counted had I put it in the back of the net. And proving the point again, even though they gave it back to me, they then won it back with an excellent interception. And this Inter Milan defence is proving very difficult to get the ball past. Bastards. Dzeko just playing it around me at the minute. They've had so much possession in this game, Inter. They are out Barcelona-ing Barcelona. They're doing to me what we've done to a few opponents in this save so far, and what Barcelona traditionally do to all of their opponents. Sterling will get away here from one. Oh, look for Fati at the back post. It's an excellent delivery. Oh, but what a save again from Samir Handanovic. He's not done much of it, to be fair, in this game. More a case of us not having the amount of chances needed for him to make stops like that. But when called upon still, unbelievable from Samir Handanovic. It's a brilliant cross to find Ansu Fati. I just couldn't get the finish. I don't know what I've got to do to beat Inter Milan this year. But if they play like this for the rest of the tournament, then they would be one of the favourites to win the entirety of the Champions League. We'll look for Raheem Sterling. It's not Raheem Sterling, it's Mazraoui. Oh, but I can't find a pass. I was trying to cut back and then lay it inside. 5 to go. And if we do pull it back to 3-3, it really will be an historic game for Barcelona here against Inter Milan. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Azar to Lautaro. Koke over the top. Garcia trying to get there first and does. I'll be honest, we're not going to score 2. Even if we score 1, it's still just going to be consolation only. Try and score 1 though, if we can. Ansu Fati not with much in the way of support here. Skriniar just with the unbelievable reactions to just stop and turn and deal with the movement of Ansu Fati. Balls is the usual phrase we go to for scenarios like that. The game started outrageously quickly with 3 goals. Slowed up from there. No sign of the Besiktas Spartak Moscow results, so I'm not sure what the rest of the group looks like. But we can't take our eyes off La Liga now. It's first versus second after that draw against Getafe. We are level with Real Madrid at the top of the table. It's too early in the season for it to be a title-deciding Clasico like it was last year, but it's still certainly right up there. And I think for this one, I will be... We'll change the kits. For this one, I will be putting Busquets back in the starting lineup because I'm going to need the experience, I think. It's probably the most realistic thing to do in this situation as well, though, isn't it? Is to throw someone like Sergi Busquets back into the starting lineup for this. Still got Gonzalez on the bench, of course. Real Madrid, well, you can see their starting lineup there, so I won't bore you by showing you it in-game as well. To the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu we go. Hoping to cause an upset, but not expecting to cause an upset. I'd take a point if you offered me it now. Nacho Fernandez down the line to Vinicius. Head inside looking for looking for Kroos, but poorly done. And Pedri will look to get away. Sterling's also looking to get away from a number of players around him. Ferran Torres will look for Raheem. He'll play it through to Frankie. Shot is blocked well by Casemiro, sorry, and the ball out from Real. He's not that good at all. They are, judging by that stat, the best goal scorers in the league. Real Madrid. we have a decent, well, in fact, the best defensive record in the league. So, unstoppable force, immovable object type game today. That was gorgeous. That was Barcelona in a nutshell. And what a game to do it into. Barca 1, Real Madrid 0 in the Clasico. That was classic. If you'll pardon the pun. Oh, I think I enjoyed that goal quite a bit, actually. You'll have to let me know. Is that the best Barcelona goal we've scored, given the context? Certainly Barcelona style goal. Oh, I just enjoyed that. All of it. All in one. Benzi through the gap to Vinicius. Good block by Mazraoui, but it will be a corner for Real Madrid here. To be delivered by Toni Kroos. He has a very good set-piece delivery on him. Collected by Vinicius as it drops. Benzema, don't let him have half a yard, for Christ's sake. Barcelona having to defend some football similar to that we've just played. Win that, please, Frenkie. Raheem Sterling's not going to win a header against Casemiro, is he? Federico Valverde. Oh, I've overdone it. Valverde! Well, the keeper had me worried because I couldn't tell where that was going, but it did go wide, and it will be a goal kick, and we're all right for now. Benzema over the top. Pedri's there tracking back, but can't deal with Vinicius. Nobody can deal with Vinicius. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Busquets trying to marshal the space. Casemiro. Benzema. There's the through ball. Rodrigo back to Benzema. Eric Garcia's in the way, but we couldn't have gotten more unlucky. Falls straight back to Karim Benzema, who is characteristically deadly. Great movement. Busquets can't stick with the Frenchman. It's a great block by Eric Garcia, but I couldn't have been more unlucky with how it fell back to him. We are pulled back level at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. It's 1-1. A goal of real quality, followed by a goal of real fortune. Mazraoui, Sterling. Oh, I needed that to get through. And Alaba's done stupendously every time we've played against a Real Madrid side with David Alaba in it. He has been the star defender for them. Hopefully we'll have less of that for the rest of the game. Mazraoui trying to deal with the pace of Vinicius. Can't. Nacho Fernandez stands it up. Benzi with a worldie. Please tell me he's offside. Unbelievable. Real Madrid turn it around. It's a disgustingly good attempt from Benzema. Ter Stegen can only do his best just to deny the goal. Trying to put it to safety is practically impossible with that sort of scenario. It falls to Rodrigo, who's just left on his own by Jordi Alba. Doesn't track the run. And from delirious scenes in the away end to ecstatic scenes in the home, Real have turned a 1-0 deficit into a 2-1 lead. Although... Oh, why have you locked off the ball? What the shit? It might not be my day. It might not be my day. Good save to Stegen. I was waiting for that to go in so I could just follow up with, it's not going to be my day. Toni Kroos with the delivery. Up we go, please. It's going to fall to Benzema. Whoa. That's a great stop. He's had 5 shots already, Karim Benzema, in this first half. Been quite freely creative, this Real side. Trying to get to that first. Can't. Rodrigo. He did wonderful things for me at Chesnoid FC. He's doing wonderful things against me here for Real Madrid. Benzema. Comfortable enough. 2-1 down at half-time, but still very much in the game. Although on the back foot for the majority of it, other than our goal. Busquets to Pedri. Be a hell of a second half performance if we can turn this round. You've seen how dominant Real Madrid have been thus far in this fixture. Alaba is just a monster of a defender. He is so good. I didn't click that it was Vinicius quickly enough and kind of squared him off there with Mazraoui, and you're not going to catch him once he's gone. Nacho Fernandez tackled by Pedri. Is that going to be our ball? It is, thankfully. We're up against here against Real. The first half stats were, well, rather heavily weighted in their favour. 9 shots to our 2, and they've dominated possession as well in the game. So when I say we're up against it, I mean, I really mean we are up against it here in this fix. Oh, Karim Benzema tracks back to cut that out. Rodrigo trying to do something against me now. Here's Dani Carvajal. Good block by Jordi Alba. We force him into making a mistake. No. It's going to be Real that continue. They're making a change there. Rodrigo going off and Marco Asensio coming on. Less pace. Just as much quality on the ball. Federico Valverde. Araujo wins that back. We'll get rid of it quickly. Have to rely on counterattacks, I think, here. But Raheem Sterling could be in for a counterattack, although he's up against David Alaba. Although Dani Carvajal is getting back here too. Oh, I only had one man to aim for in Ferran Torres to try and cut it back to, and I couldn't even get the cut back. We'll look for Araujo towards the near post. He is up Araujo, but the ball is not on target. Still 2-1 down into Valverde. Luka Jovic, who they've brought off the bench for Karim Benzema. Whether they feel comfortable enough that the result is done at 2-1, I'm not sure. But they felt the need to take Karim off. I'm quite happy that they have done. I'll look here for the run down the line. Ansu Fati will help it onto Jordi Alba. He'll use Frenkie here. Try and spin, which we've done well. Frenkie's gone again. Can we score another Barcelona-esque style goal here? Maybe. Busquets. Pedri. Sterling. Oh! Yes, we can! 2-2! Golazo! 2-2 in the El Clasico! Another lovely Barcelona-style goal. Get in! Take Benzema off, will ya? I'll make you regret that decision immediately. I'll be honest, I was aiming a cross goal, but I won't complain. Valverde, that is a ping. It's a hell of a ping. Oh, and it's a lovely first touch as well. Please, no! I don't care if they are the rivals of rivals. That's a stunning goal, and you can't help but applaud such phenomenal football. From kickoff, the pass, the touch, the finish. Does football get better than this game? The quality in this fixture has been disgusting. From both of our goals to the quality of that goal. Yes, there's been some fortune for their first two, but that was a worldie from Vinicius Junior. 3-2 Real. We worked so hard to get ourselves back level, and now we have to do it all over again. But what a goal. That's incredible. Come on, Ansu. That's excellent footwork. We'll look for Ferran Torres. Can we do it from kickoff ourselves? A classic Clasico! 3-3! This is a ridiculous game of football. We thought that the Inter game might have become one of the most historic games between the two clubs. This might become one of the most historic Clasicos of all time. Incredible game so far, and there's still time left for more. Corner for Real. 12 minutes to go. Kroos to deliver. Poorly, and Ansu Fati to clear to Dani Carvajal. Not bad for a first-time pass, that, was it? Kroos trying to find the space. Denied him by Mazraoui, and we will work it away. If we somehow win this, it might genuinely be the best Clasico ever. Looking for Ferran Torres down the line. Look at Sterling at the back post. That's what I was trying to find. Who's going to get to this first? Frenkie does, but he doesn't find a teammate, and now Luka Jovic will break. It's certainly already, you'd say, up there with one of the best Clasicos ever. But if there's another goal either way, then for whichever team it is that scores it, it might genuinely be what makes it the best Clasico ever. Or the most entertaining at the very least. Sterling will have to come and get that. Pedri will go and race onto this. Sterling is still there in the middle, and that's who we'll look for. Come on now. If it has a 90th minute last gasp winner in it, it could genuinely be the best Clasico ever. Oh, he hit an arm. Oh, no. Heart was in mouth. Stomach was in throat. It nearly had it. It so nearly had it. Eden Hazard is on for the last seconds. At the beginning of Well, before the game started, I said I'd take a point if you offered it to me. After the way the first half went, I'd have probably thought, I'll take a point if you offer it to me. What a breathless game of football that was. Unbelievable. That is what El Clasico can offer. Unreal. Atleti lose to Malaga as well, which means they fall further behind, albeit only by another point. And we are identical at the top, Real Madrid and ourselves. 10 wins, 4 draws, 1 defeat. The head-to-head is the same because we just drew 3-3. So they are top of the table on either goal difference by +2 or goals scored. Presumably it's done goal difference first. We continually have the best defensive record in the league, although that is now jointly shared with Atleti after conceding 3 against Real. And they continually have the best goal-scoring record in the league. So in the game that was, the unstoppable force and the immovable object, the defence that has been the best in the league concedes 3, but equally ourselves not scoring many, go and put 3 past there. Just as impressive defence. It's ridiculous. Unstoppable force, immovable object, draw is the result. Tomorrow, Malaga, Besiktas, Atletico and Vallecano, although I think there might be a Copa del Rey game drawn in here somewhere too. So we'll play it by ear as we move forward. But for now, that is all for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed that. I think you probably did. Drop the video a like if you have done. And if you haven't already, because I think that last game certainly deserves it. Jeez, I need a rest and a sit down and actually something to eat as well. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow for hopefully a more straightforward but equally entertaining episode. Bye-bye.